Welcome back to the Casual Game Hobbyist. We're here for Game 8 of Nebraska's season. And this week we're playing Northwestern in Lincoln, Nebraska, the 7th-ranked Nebraska Cornhuskers, hosting the Wildcats of Northwestern. But before we start that game, let's take a quick look at how we got here. Last week, we eked out a win against the Big Ten bottom dweller, Minnesota. 32-29, but we'll take it. A win's a win. And, with all these wins piling up, Coach Nathan Moore is looking for a head coaching job, and a lot of coaches on the hot seat. Some interesting jobs here. Michigan, Alabama, Washington, Oklahoma, some blue bloods, big-name schools with their coaches on the hot seat, so we'll see where Coach Moore ends up next year. Moving on to week 9 for game 8, picked up a couple commitments, a 4-star and a 3-star. And so when we look at the recruiting rankings, Nebraska is still sitting in the number 4 slot. Behind Georgia, Notre Dame, and Ohio State. That is a great place to be for Nebraska's future. And taking a look at the top 25, last week we were ranked 10, moved all the way up to 7, thanks to a couple of losses from Ohio State and Penn State. So we are knocking on the top 5, but let's take a look at the conference standings because we want to win that Big Ten championship. Right now we are in first at 4-0 in the conference, with 13th ranked Nebraska also at 4-0 in the conference, but lots of football yet to be played. In the Heisman race, John Mateer out of Oklahoma and Joey Aguilar out of Tennessee are 1 and 2. Looking at our schedule, like I said last week, we barely beat Minnesota. This week, we are hosting Northwestern. Let's take a look at Northwestern and how they have fared so far this season statistically. On offense, near the bottom of the Big Ten, averaging just under 27 points per game on offense. Most of their yards coming from the passing game. So we'll be on the lookout for that. Defensively, not great. Again, towards the bottom half of the Big Ten, letting up 28 points a game. So a lot of points and yards to be had when we play them. Looking at the injury report, Keanu Davis, our left edge, is still out with the partial MCL tear. Hayes got about 6 weeks left on his recovery. So with that, let's get back to the game as the teams run out on the fields, as Nebraska is set to host Northwestern. And we will start with the ball here in the first half. 1st and 10 from the 25. Looking to get our big man, Luke Lindenmeyer, involved early. Picks up a yard on that first down run. 2nd and 9 from the 26. Give it to our workhorse, Emmett Johnson. Picks up some yardage. We're hosting a 4-star, a 3-star, and a 2-star on their visiting recruit visits, this week. So want to put on an impressive win for them. 3rd and 3, Emmett Johnson gets stuffed, only picks up a yard, and that's not how we want to start the game. So risky decision, but we're going to go for it here on 4th and 2 on our own 33. Move the tight end in motion over to the left. Fake the handoff to Johnson, and Raiola is just going to take it himself for 5 yards and the first down. Needed to do a better job of staying ahead of the chains. Picks up 3 yards there, not too bad. 2nd and 7 from the 40. Motion off to the right, hand the ball off to Johnson going left, and he picks up a okay gain of 3 yards. Makes it 3rd and 4, so 3rd and manageable. I'd like to be a lot closer to that line to gain on 3rd down. Ives wide open in the backfield. Raiola flips it over to him, picks up a good bit of yardage in the first down. So 1st and 10 from the 45. Lindenmeyer bumbling up the middle. Look at his season stats. He's had a great season so far for a guy who, coming into the season, was a tight end, but we moved him to fullback, and he's been great. Pitch out to the left to Johnson. Lots of open field. Great blocking. And that's a touchdown, Nebraska, early in this game. It's going to put Nebraska up 7-0. Fans are happy. Coaches are happy. Players are happy. Good start for Emmett Johnson and the Nebraska Cornhuskers. So pick it back up 7-0. Nebraska got the ball back on their own 17 with 4 minutes and 13 seconds left in the first quarter. Toss to the fullback out to the right. No gain. So coming back out in the flex bone. Throwing. A little drag route to Emmett Johnson. Picks up the first down. Good move. Picks up more. Gets all the way out just past midfield. Gives Dylan Raiola 45 passing yards so far in this first quarter. And a first down for Nebraska. In the wishbone here, 1st and 10 from the 49. Run left for Emmett Johnson. Picks up 2. He's already got 57 yards on 6 carries. He's going to have a monster game today, it looks like. Play action pass. Raiola rolls out right. Tries to get it to his tight end. Can't. Not a great pass. Kind of threw it behind him. Brings up 3rd and long. And not a good decision from Raiola there. Throwing a double coverage when he had the back underneath. Probably could have picked up that first down. But alas, brings up 4th and 8. And a punt. But our defense holds strong. We get the ball back with a minute left here in the first quarter. Run up the gut for 4 from Emmett Johnson. Coming out in the Maryland eye. 2 blockers. 2 fullback blockers in front of him. Emmett Johnson picks up the first down and picks up a little injury. We'll take a look at him in the tent. Hopefully he'll be able to come back in this game. He is integral to what we do. So 1st and 10 from the 47. Running the triple option. Pitch it out to Ives, out to the left. Good game of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 as the first quarter is winding down. Nebraska does get the play off. And Lindenmeyer picks up the first down. So at the end of the first quarter, it's Nebraska 7, Northwestern 0. Nebraska is driving. Pick it up in the second quarter. Look at that Nebraska defense, letting up 2 total yards in the first quarter. Time of possession, 8 minutes to 2 minutes. Absolute domination in the first quarter from Nebraska. And so to start the second, it'll be 1st and 10 from 37. Quarterback keeper out to the right. Pick up only a yard. Sets up a 2nd and 9. Running a triple option from split. Picks up 4 and makes that a 3rd and 5. Nebraska spreading the defense out a bit. Probably looking to open up some running lanes up the middle, and they do. The give to Emmett Johnson. He picks up a first down. Gets him 80 yards on 9 rushes so far in this first half. Nothing doing there on the counter to the right. Nebraska sticking to the shotgun, hoping to spread out this Northwestern defense. And, oh, if he could have picked up one more block, that would have been a touchdown. Nevertheless, it's 3rd and 7 from the 18. Raiola rolls out to the left. Tries to find his receiver on the in underneath. Can't connect. Brings up 4th down and a field goal try. Field goal is good. That's going to make it 10-0 Nebraska here in the second quarter. And when Nebraska gets the ball back, they get it back in great field position on the opponent's 35. Defense is executing well. Offense didn't execute so well there, but still picked up 2 yards from the fullback. Here are the flex bone tight. Running QB counter. Great blocking. That's going to be a touchdown. 33-yard run for Dylan Raiola on the quarterback counter. That's a touchdown. It's going to make it 17-0 Nebraska. With 5 minutes, 58 seconds left in the second quarter. Husker man is happy. The team's happy. Dylan Raiola, 33-yard scamper for the touchdown. So still 17-0. Just over 5 minutes left in the first half. Running halfback counter, doesn't get anything, actually loses a yard. With Nebraska with a halfback screen, picks up a lot of yardage, gets 10 yards, brings up a 3rd and short. Give it to Emmett Johnson up the middle. Good run, tough run, lots of yards after initial contact, picks up the first down. And this play will start right about midfield. Waiting way too long to throw that ball. Incomplete pass as he gets hit. 2nd and 10. Motion to the right. And a little RPO option. Decides to pass it out to his receiver Hunter in the flat on the left. Picks up a few yards. Picks up 3rd and 6. Scrambling, finds Hunter again underneath, just picks up that first down. Good vision, way to keep your eyes downfield while you're scrambling. Good pass, good first down. Out of the pistol, no dice there, loses yard, brings up 2nd and 11 after the 2-minute timeout. Nice little curl route there. Good pass, good catch. 3rd and short, and on 3rd and inches, give it to the fullback, give it to the big guy, get that first down. The clock continues to tick, 1:26 here left in the first half. Pass out to the right, incomplete. We'll stop the clock. Now it's 2nd and 10 from the 29. And not a good decision from the quarterback there. Not a good decision from Dylan Raiola. Throws it. Well, the defender who had tight coverage was underneath that route, able to pick it off, and Turner from Northwestern is going to make that interception, and Northwestern's going to take over at the 25-yard line. So good defense, bad decision. First turnover of the game for Nebraska. And Northwestern subsequently scores off that turnover, gets a field goal, makes it 17-3. So we pick it back up here in the second half, in the 3rd quarter. 17-3. It is 3rd and 6 from the 24. Passing out of the flex bone. Didn't see anything. Tried to scramble. Decided to pull down and pass before crossing that line of scrimmage. Brings it 4th and short. Going for it again. Coach Moore loves to go for it on 4th and short. Picks up the first down. Keeps the drive alive. Run triple option left. Ives makes a good move. Picks up 6 yards. Stays ahead of the chains and brings up a 2nd and 4. Emmett Johnson for 5 yards to the right. Brings up another first down. Just over 5 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter. Whoa! What is that dive from Dylan Raiola? We gotta buy him a slip and slide. He needs to learn how to slide, not dive. That was not a good decision. But hey, he held on to the ball. Lindenmeyer picks up 1. Makes it 3rd and 1. Quarterback keeper out to the left. Gets the yardage he needs. Raiola gets Nebraska a first down. Motion to the right. Out of the wing bone. Give it to Johnson to the left. Picks up a yard. Offense has slowed down here a bit in the second half. Not getting the chunk plays that we're used to. Play action pass, roll out to the right. Big sack for Northwestern. Loss of 7, brings up 3rd and 17. Gonna be tough to get the first down here. Gotta at least try to get in the field goal range. Wide open receiver, had him beat. Not a good throw, but it looks like there's a flag on the field. Looks like we're gonna have an ineligible man downfield. It's a risk of the RPO. And a shanked punt. So Northwestern has good field position, can't make anything of it. Nebraska's going to take back over with 1:39 left in the 3rd quarter. Oh, big run. Big run from our guy Emmett Johnson, who now has 125 yards in the game on 16 carries. Broke a couple tackles there. There's that chunk play that we needed. 1st and 10 from the opponent's 48. Out of I form, run up the middle for Johnson. Another good run, another 12 yards. Makes it 1st and 10 as the 3rd quarter dwindles away. Nothing doing there. Just tried the triple option pass. Couldn't make a decision fast enough. Results in a sack and a 3-yard loss. So going back to the triple option left. Ives picks up 2 yards as the 3rd quarter comes to an end, and it's 17-3. Nebraska. And let's take a look at the top 25. Georgia 1, Miami 2, Texas 3. And we see Nebraska sitting there at 7, hoping to get another win to get to 8-0 and continue to move up the top 25. So 4th quarter, 3rd and 11 from the 37. has a man deep, just underthrows that ball. Gosh, the receiver just had his man beat. Raiola couldn't make that pass, and a long field goal attempt is short, so we come up empty again. And no points in the third quarter. No points so far in the second half. So as we take back over, good run from the fullback for 8 yards, brings up 2nd and 2. Raiola's going to take it himself, try to get to that first down marker, that line to gain, cannot, only picks up a yard. So from the I-4, Nebraska's going to give it to Lindenmeyer, picks up 5 and the first down. Motion left, counter option. I should say motion right, counter option. Great play call, great blocking, great running, and a huge gain for Emmett Johnson. That guy has been a terror for defenses all year. It's a terror for Northwestern today. What a player. First and goal from the 6. Try to shove it up the middle with Lindenmeyer. Nothing doing, so we come out in the power I. Get an extra man in the backfield. Oh, man, the receiver had nobody on him. Couldn't make the catch. Power I didn't work. Let's try the Maryland I. Emmett Johnson up the middle. Reads his blockers well, and touchdown. Nebraska for the first points here in the second half. That's going to make it 24-3 Nebraska. Emmett Johnson with another touchdown run. What a day for that young man. And the blowout has commenced. Offense gets the ball back here with 4 minutes and 9 seconds left in the game. Still 24-3. Let's give it to Emmett Johnson again, and whoop, watch that guy run. Sheds a tackle. Can he outrun the defender here for another touchdown? He sure can. 73-yard run for Emmett Johnson. Give that crowd a salute. Great run, 73 yards. Emmett Johnson for the touchdown. That's going to make it 31-3 Nebraska. Northwestern goes on to score, makes it 31-10. But with 1:34 left in the game, Northwestern's putting up the white flag. They're not going to use any of their timeouts. This game is out of reach. So we'll run a couple plays. Let that clock wind down. 1st and 10 from the 35 as that crowd chants "Go Big Red." So Nebraska's going to move to 8-0, 5-0 in Big Ten play. And that first down should do it as the clock ticks down. 3, 2, 1. And your 7th-ranked Nebraska Cornhuskers move to 8-0, 5-0 in Big Ten play. Good win. Strong fourth quarter from the team. You like to see a team close like that. Player of the game, Emmett Johnson, of course. 260 yards on 21 rushes, 3 touchdowns. His magical season continues and will continue on to next week. Undefeated, part of the top 10, maybe even moving into the top 5. Good win for Nebraska. If you enjoyed this, join us next week for Game 9 of Nebraska's 2025 season. Coach Nathan Moore's first season as the offensive coordinator. We will see you next time.